Now, the word underrated in football is basically useless now. It's like saying water is wet. Everybody is using it and almost nobody agrees on what it means. Now, for some people it might mean a player is criminally underrated. For others, it might mean the player is not talked about enough. But you see, today we're going to do this properly. I'm going to talk to you guys about players that I think are criminally underrated, and I hope by the end of the video you are going to agree and see where I'm coming from. And now, without wasting much time, let's jump straight into it. You see, Ángel Di María is basically the football version of an actor who's been in countless Oscar-winning films and hasn't even won a single Oscar. You see, Di María has won the World Cup, he's won the Champions League, Copa America, he's won the Olympic gold, he's won 6 Ligue 1 titles, he's won dozens of domestic trophies, and somehow most people boil his legacy down to the guy who flopped at Manchester United, which is very unfair. Yes, he had one rocky season at United, but if we're judging a career by one season, then we might as well say that, for example, Pep Guardiola was a fraud because he didn't win the Champions League with Bayern Munich. You see, context matters. Di María was Real Madrid's midfield maestro. At his time at PSG, he made Neymar and Mbappe look even better. He was man of the match in the Champions League final when Real Madrid won the La Decima. He scored in 3 different major finals for Argentina, and yet he's rarely listed in any conversations about the best wingers in his era. Sure, he didn't dribble like Neymar or maybe Hazard, but if you look at his end product, consistency and impact in big games, Di María absolutely belongs in conversations like this. Now, Samuel Eto'o is one of the most decorated strikers of his generation, and still somehow he's not talked about enough. The guy has been scoring in Champions League finals, winning back-to-back trebles with Inter and Barcelona. He's won 4 African Player of the Year awards. He has nearly 400 career goals. I mean, the guy literally ran European football for more than 5 years. Of course, at Barcelona he was overshadowed by the likes of Ronaldinho, then Messi, and at Inter it was Schneider and Mourinho who were taking all the limelight. And even at Chelsea he was just there, you know. Yeah, sure, he scored some goals here and there, but even at his peak, people were somehow talking about his ego rather than his goals and achievements. And you know what's wild? Some people actually believe that Eto'o wasn't technically gifted. Like, scoring 400 goals by accident is a thing. Sure, his personality rubs some people the wrong way, but if even Ronaldo can be seen as driven for doing the exact same things, then maybe the issue isn't Eto'o's attitude, it's just who the media chooses to center. Now you see, Sergio Busquets was the player you only noticed when he wasn't there, and that's exactly the point. Because if you watch Barcelona or Spain and thought, wow, Xavi and Iniesta are running the game, you'd be right to think that, but also wrong. Because Busquets was the one giving those players the freedom to do all that. And he has an insane catalogue of trophies, bro. He's won 9 La Liga titles, 3 Champions League, and the World Cup. He's also won the Euro, and he did it all by being the most technically secure, positionally perfect midfielder most people didn't appreciate because he wasn't doing rainbow flicks or stepovers. And would you believe me if I told you that there are some people who say he's underrated because he's boring? And I'm like, bro, he's underrated because you don't understand what he's doing. And maybe that's okay, you know, but let's not pretend he wasn't world class just because your football knowledge is lacking. In 2013, Frank Ribery had the season of his life. He helped Bayern win the treble, he won the UEFA Player of the Year, and he was genuinely seen as a top contender for the Ballon d'Or. Until FIFA extended the voting deadline, Ronaldo scored some hat-tricks, and yeah, you guys know the rest. And that moment basically encapsulates Ribery's career, bro. He was brilliant, he did not have the media on his side. But seriously, bro, Ribery was unplayable. He was fast, creative, hardworking. The guy ran more than most midfielders and tracked back better than some fullbacks. He had everything. Like, bro, imagine helping your team win everything and you still need to explain to people that you even existed, bro. That's mad. Sometimes I think Thomas Müller is a glitch in football, bro. He doesn't look like an athlete, and sometimes he doesn't even play as one, but if you check his stats and realize that he's Bayern's all-time assist provider and a 2-time Champions League winner, he calls himself himself a Räumdeuter. He's the most productive player that many kids never try to imitate. No kid grows up wanting to be Müller. There are no Müller trick tutorials on YouTube, and yet you look up at the end of a game and he's got a goal or assist without even touching the ball more than 30 times. All I can say about Thomas Müller is he's a statistical anomaly, and somehow people still forget that this man is an absolute baller. So yeah, these players I think are criminally underrated. Some of them because they play next to bigger players, others because they were too consistent to be exciting, and some just did their job without needing a standing ovation every 90 minutes. But that's the thing about football. Some players get the limelight and others don't.
Huh?